Lucious or Lucious?
Lucious Showcase? Lucious
I like
Showcase?
Luscious.
Let's go with Luscious.
Luscious Showcase. We're not laughing at your name. I actually think it's pretty rad. Some people like to label PC versus console gamers, etc., with consoles becoming more and more PC-like. Do you see this debate flaming out in a few generations? Or with the lackluster reception of this generation, do you see consoles going in a different direction?
That's us. You're a PC gamer. I'm more of a console gamer.
Actually, I'm not. I mean, I used to be a big PC gamer.
But obviously, but now you have all this and all this.
But yeah, and actually, I mean, my main computer is a Mac now, and so and yes, I can game on it, but I don't because it's in an office, and I just don't like that. Although I am going to consider the Steam boxes for that very reason.
Oh yeah,
because that's going to be the best of both worlds for me.
And maybe the Steam box is the line they're already talking about that blurs.
Yeah, it could be. So
we'll see.
So okay, so there's a couple pieces to this. Obviously, for one, I mean, if all jokingly, I would probably blame the original Xbox for sort of making that corner because it simply included a hard drive. It's not that I'm blaming Microsoft. The technology was there, but it allowed you to it was network available. It had a hard drive, and it was easy to update for the very first time.
You could upgrade your hard drive.
Yes,
I mean, that's
and that also made the ability to not only patch games but also do DLC and a lot of really great things.
Right,
but. That also introduced the ability to, we'll just patch it later, right? Like, and here's the thing, is that...
Day one patches.
And here's the thing, is that when you are in software development, no matter what it is, you do usually ship with bugs. And the reason I know that is because games are complex, software is complex, and at the end of the day, whenever they're cutting the gold master, they usually have a list of bugs, and they go, okay, most people won't hit these, or these are really obscure. Right. If we need to, we'll patch them later. This is not just specific to games, this is specific to the software that I work on and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So... However,
so you're launching a faulty product then?
No, not necessarily. I mean,
but you can patch later, I guess.
Yes. Or
you're hoping we don't find it by the time.
Or it's a piece of software where the operating system changes, right? And then you have to go in and
you have to accommodate.
Yeah, I'm mostly talking about sort of like PC software. But my point is that software in general usually does ship with some bugs, and it has for an awful long time.
Wow.
And so what is going on now is the ability, of course, to be able to patch on consoles, and that's a good thing, but it also means that you can ship things that are a little bit too early and have to patch later on.
And you'll hear about it. Online forums, you'll hear about it.
And the truth is, back in the day, that person who would hit that bug, before social media, that would be one in perhaps 100 different people.
Sure.
And so there wouldn't be that big of a stink. Now that one person can jump on Facebook and Twitter and post a photo of some really weird skeletal thing that's not looking right, or some
and it used to be a feature. It used to be like, oh, look at this cool glitch that this game can do. Right. It was, and now they have a way to remove that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think that's what most people think when they think consoles becoming more like PCs, is that they're able to be updated and things like that.
Sure. And even before Xbox, we had the Sega Genesis. And it's like, oh, well, here's some more games, but you need the 32X adapter. And if you want to play Sonic and Knuckles, and you have layer upon layer, and then even the Sega CD add-on and stuff like that. But I don't know, will there be a line that blurs both? Like, I'm a console gamer. I didn't get my first practical PC, until 1996, in the days of BBSing and Usenet news groups and all that. And that's when I got into some PC games, like Duke Nukem at the time. But to me, the draw was like, oh, I already have a computer. Oh, I need to play this new hot game. I just need this little graphic memory card update. Okay, there you go, done.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, I gotta play this new game. Well, now I gotta buy a whole new system. And then, 5 years later, another new system on top of that. So,
well, and so I think for me personally, the appeal and the reason why I've jumped into console gaming so much in the last sort of decade is simply the plug and play aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, Windows, while they claimed it was plug and play, it was anything but. It was a nightmare, right? Driver updates, patches, system updates, tweaking of the memory, all that sort of crap.
And that's why I could never get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough, right?
You're reading it like nutrition label. You're like, I don't know if I have. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess it's gonna work. Maybe.
I mean, my job at Sierra was to help people make boot discs, right?
Right.
Essentially
boot disc.
Yeah, get a floppy disk.
That's right.
We're gonna edit the config.sys and the autoexec.bat to get this NASCAR game to run.
Right.
And by the way, we're gonna have to strip out all that to get it to work, right?
Oh, jeez.
And so now, and that's what I love about consoles. In general, you take it home, you plug it into the TV.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about resolutions and all that sort of stuff. You plug in a controller and you're good to go. The Steam box, I think that is their goal. Their goal is to take Steam games on a. It's not going to run Windows. It's going to run the Steam OS, whatever. But that's the idea, you know. I think that's a good idea.
Get behind that. I think it's a great idea. I'm looking forward to it personally.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the only thing, again, though, that bugs me about it is the fact that there are a ton of different versions of the Steam box that they basically allowed, different companies to create all these different SKUs with all this different types of hardware, which again is not what you're supposed to do, especially because when you're a developer of a console game, one of the benefits is that if you're going to make a game for the PlayStation 4 or the 3DS, you know what the hardware is. Right. You know that consumer has that piece of hardware in their hand, and therefore it's optimized for you to create your game for it, right? You can spend a lot of time, instead of trying to figure out, oh, they've got this version of NVIDIA or this version of ATI, you know what they have. Yeah. Steambox with all these different versions is reintroducing that on the console market. It's dumb. I don't get it.
And console gamers like myself are going to have to look at that now. It's why I honestly, admittedly, don't have a Steam account, because I have a netbook at home as my primary computer, and I know it's not going to, most games probably won't run on it the way I would like it to. But I have game systems at home that can play most of the same games so far, but all those games, oh man, Steam. I can't wait, but now I gotta look in. I'm gonna be knocking on your door saying, like, is this the right box? I don't know.
And I don't know if I'm gonna know. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because it's like, do you get the minimum one? Probably not, because like a PC, if you spend too cheap, well, it's only gonna last you maybe a year.
Sure. And you're not spending more just on the upgrade anyway, and then
And, anyways,
we'll see how it goes anyway.
That was kind of depressing, huh?
Oh, sorry.
That's why I love these old systems right here.
Yep.
They're that Atari was made in 1978 or whatever, and it still works, no problems, and that's pretty awesome.
We'll see how it goes. Only the future can tell. We'll see.
All right, great question. Thank you. This question was asked by one of my Patreon contributors who also helps support my YouTube channel and videos. I want to thank you very much. In addition to being able to ask me questions like this in a private message board, you also get early access to all of my videos and some other really cool perks. If you're interested in checking that out, please go to patreon.com/MetalJesusRocks.